Right guys, welcome now to Tech Tuesday, your weekly look at everything to do with technology in golf. There's no real overriding massive story coming out this week, but there is a question that I want to pose to you guys and also just cover some ground on a few other interesting developments which have been going on. Let's just knock my coffee over. Now first up, this weekend has seen quite a lot of good golf being played in Dubai and then also over in Phoenix. Sergio Garcia winning once again, delighted to see him back, and to be fair, he won with relative ease. In the end, he beat Henrik Stenson by 3 shots, and although there were a couple of times during that last round where you thought Henrik might make a little bit of a charge, Sergio just managed to keep his nose in front all the way. And he looked super relaxed. He was pretty good on the putting green as well, didn't really miss that many putts all throughout that week and drove the ball fantastically well. Now for fans of Sergio, and I do like Sergio, hopefully this can be the start of a really good year. Can it be that year where he wins that major? From a technology point of view, his playing partner on that day, Henrik Stenson, and Ian Poulter, who didn't do that well, but Henrik Stenson mainly has changed his 3-wood. Now Stenson has dabbled around with different 3-woods throughout his career, but the Diablo Octane Tour 3-wood, his Callaway 3-wood, his trusty one that he used to win the Open last year and win so many more tournaments besides, he's now out of the bag and has been replaced with a new Epic. Now it's not a normal Epic, so it's got a fused hosel, it doesn't have that adjustable neck that you'll see in the stores, and I think it's been adapted very slightly to look more like the Octane that he used to have. His old 3-wood is 7 years old. Now, if you think about it, a 7-year-old 3-wood, if you believe the claims that are made by many of the manufacturers, should be totally obsolete by now, but it's clear to see that's not the case. And you can buy that 3-wood on Golf Bidder for £69. And guys, please comment below, have you ever used clubs before? So an updated version from the same company, whether it be a 3-wood, whether it be a driver, and actually switch back, or have not seen any difference, so didn't bother switching at all if you've been through a fitting process? Comment below, I'd love to know. Also, 2 lots of golf bag news, which actually brings back some names from the past which I have not heard in a long time. So first of all, Callaway have purchased Ogio for £75.5 million. Dollars. So Ogio also manufacture golf apparel, and Callaway say that this acquisition will return about $45.5 million a year, and that's according to Golf Digest. How they've come to that figure, I really don't know. I don't know how successful a company Ogio are now. I have not seen one of their golf bags or any of their products for so long. But the general feeling at the moment is that Callaway are on the ascendancy. Now, how much of that is just advertising, how much of that is just posturing, we don't know, but they wouldn't have made this acquisition unless it made sense. Now, hot on the heels of that announcement is that Under Armour are also producing golf bags after reaching an agreement with another company I've not heard of in ages, Sun Mountain. Now, Sun Mountain are pretty synonymous with their golf bags, and again, I've not seen one for absolutely ages, but when I was in retail, when I was an assistant, going back, how can I not show my age? Going back a couple of years, when I was 21, Sun Mountain bags were fantastic, and we did used to sell quite a bit of them, and then for whatever reason didn't stock them, and I can't remember seeing one since. So after this licensing agreement with Under Armour, they are now producing these bags. There's going to be a couple of stand bags and a cart bag as well. And actually looking at the pictures, I can't really get that excited about them. I don't know what it is about Under Armour at the moment, but they're just not, I don't know, they're just not firing my juices. The stuff that they produce is really good. I like the look of it, but it's a bit, I don't know, it's just not, it's hard to put a finger on, but there's certainly other brands out there that I'm much more excited about at this moment in time. However, Under Armour is a massively successful company which is growing all the time, so they must be doing something right. And in the premium club market, there is more news from PXG, who have come out with an announcement which I basically talked about. It was a few months ago now after speaking with some of the distributors about next year's clubs, this year's clubs, 2017, are going to be more expensive than they were last year. So at this moment in time, if you were to buy a set of PXGs, it's going to set you back about $5,000, which for most people is just totally out of reach and just really not on the radar. So I first saw this and I first heard about the clubs were going to be more expensive off Golf WRX, fantastic website, go check it out, but also through the original interview which was given to an Arizona newspaper. The interview that he gave to AZ Central, it just shows It really does just show how much PXG founder Bob Parson is worth, because he's worth absolutely billions, but also the type of golfers that he's trying to attract. So this is quite an arresting start to an article. At the end of 2014, Bob Parson sat down and tried to figure out how much he had spent on golf equipment last year. I thought it was $250,000. But I was stunned when I found out it was closer to $350,000, Parson said. I have a worse problem than I thought. So the new clubs are more expensive because apparently they're going to be using new, never before tried methods in making these golf clubs. Now, I imagine that that's going to be a new forging process possibly, but we won't know until more information comes out. We also don't know how much more expensive it's going to be, but it's probably going to be in the region of up to, and this is, I think this is correct speaking to people, $7,000 for a set of clubs. And there's this quote in the article which really stood out to me, which, I don't know. So Parson said, we're the only company that ever puts a disclaimer in advertising. A warning that our clubs are amazing but expensive. I don't know anyone else who does that, but it's true. We make a top-end golf club the way Ferrari makes a top-end car. In other words, when we release a set of golf clubs, you're not going to find anything better. Now, in reading that, I'm sure everyone can understand there's a bit of a contradiction between comparing golf clubs and cars. For a start, if you buy a Ferrari, you're almost guaranteed that it's going to go faster than a Nissan Micra. And the reason for that is the Ferrari will have a bigger engine, it will have more horsepower than the Micra. You'd imagine it also having more technology, more science put into it, a better stereo, better sat-nav, very, very high-tech windshield wipers, a lovely heads-up display and a flappy paddle gearbox. Everything you'd expect from a nice luxury car. Now the Micra probably won't have any of these things, but I'm sure the wiper blades are lovely. So when you get into these two cars, you will immediately know the difference and you will immediately know which one costs more. However, at the end of the day, the PXG irons which I've hit, which are lovely, there's absolutely no doubt about it, but they're not any more lovely than Titleist blades or Mizuno blades. You know, they're all just really good. Now, the people he's aiming these clubs at, they're not going to care, really, about what the price tag is because they've got enough money. But I just think, I don't know, when phrases and sound bites like that pop up, it just makes me slightly uneasy, and I don't know why. I think I should explore my emotions more on this subject. I don't know, as always, please let me know what you think. And lastly, I want to talk about how quickly things can change from excitement to possible disaster. And also if tour pros using golf clubs and wearing certain clothes actually makes a difference to your buying decisions, because I am very interested. Now this comes off the back of Tiger Woods signing for TaylorMade, and is becoming ever increasingly apparent, if that's the right way, that this is just a plain sponsorship deal. So it doesn't look like Tiger, through any shell companies or anything else, has bought a big stake in TaylorMade, which were the original stories which were circulating. It does look like TaylorMade have just paid Tiger a certain amount of money to use their clubs. We don't know how much yet, but it's Tiger Woods. It ain't going to be 20 quid. And there's absolutely no doubt that at the PGA show, that was the big announcement. You know, I've said in previous videos, that announcement overshadowed anything else which anyone else was trying to do. However, fast forward a couple of weeks, Tiger has withdrawn, injured again, and people are looking at him now saying, is he actually ever going to be back? Is he ever going to get through a full competition again? Now, people may be getting a little bit hysterical. Maybe it is just what it is on the face of it, some back spasms, and he couldn't complete that round. Or is it symptomatic of something which is deeply, deeply wrong now? And TaylorMade are banking on the fact that having Tiger Woods in their stable is going to increase sales. That's what sponsorship is all about. Now, have they had a shocker here? Have they signed Tiger on the premise that he's going to be back playing, that he's going to be inspiring people to buy TaylorMade clubs? Or have they ploughed money into an investment which will not pay off because he will not be playing? And this is almost a two-sided story, because what I want to know from you guys is actually, is a tour player someone you admire on the golf course, someone who maybe you aspire to be more like? Does what they're wearing, does what they're playing actually influence your buying decision? With Sergio winning this week and with Matsuyama winning this week, you know, the clubs that they're using and the clothing that they're wearing, you know, does Sergio's bright yellow shirt make you want to rush out and buy Adidas golf clothing? Or with Rory, with Nike, with Tiger, with Nike, you know, them wearing that apparel, does that make you want to go out and buy that apparel? So those are the questions. Have TaylorMade made the big boo-boo? And do these top pros influence your buying decisions? Right guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment below, let me know what you think. Share this video around, and we will see you down here next time.